They say the wedding day is the happiest day of your life, but for one groom, it turned into an unforgettable spectacle, not of love, but betrayal. Picture this: a stunning ballroom filled with family, friends, and laughter, only for the groom to step up to the mic and shatter the illusion of perfection. What happened next had the entire crowd gasping in disbelief. Before we dive into the jaw-dropping details, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more insane family drama, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a story. The day started like a fairy tale. Emily, the radiant bride, floated down the aisle in her elegant white gown, her smile lighting up the room. She looked every bit the picture of a woman in love, her eyes glistening as they met Jason's at the altar. Jason, the groom, stood tall and composed, his tailored suit fitting perfectly, though there was a hint of something deeper behind his polite smile. Guests whispered about how perfect they were for each other, the embodiment of true love. What no one knew was that Jason had been carrying a storm of emotions beneath his calm exterior. For weeks, he had been grappling with a devastating secret. It wasn't just heartbreak, it was betrayal from the person he trusted most in the world. Jason had always been the reliable one, the rock in his and Emily's relationship. He worked tirelessly to plan the perfect wedding, thinking it was the beginning of a lifelong journey together. But everything changed a week before the wedding. Jason's suspicions were first piqued when Emily became increasingly evasive about her late-night work meetings. She'd brush off his concerns with sweet but vague reassurances. One evening, while Emily was in the shower, Jason's curiosity got the better of him. He glanced at her phone, only to discover a series of messages from someone named M, with phrases like, "Last night was unforgettable," and "Can't wait to see you again." His heart sank as he scrolled further, piecing together the truth. At first, Jason was paralyzed with disbelief. Emily, the woman he was about to marry, was leading a double life. For days, he wrestled with what to do. Should he confront her? Call off the wedding? Tell their families? Each option felt impossible. But Jason wasn't just heartbroken. He was determined to take control of the situation. Instead of confronting Emily outright, he made a decision that would leave an indelible mark on everyone's memory. He would expose the truth in the most dramatic way possible. Jason's suspicions were confirmed when he hired a private investigator who uncovered the shocking truth. Emily had been seeing someone behind his back for months. The worst part? The other man, Mark, was Jason's close friend and a groomsman in the wedding. The investigator didn't just bring Jason vague suspicions but cold, hard evidence. Photographs of Emily and Mark meeting at a secluded restaurant, texts exchanged between the two that revealed the depth of their affair, and even a voicemail where Emily expressed doubts about marrying Jason. All of it painted a picture of betrayal so vivid that Jason couldn't ignore it. As the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, Jason felt a mix of anger, sadness, and grim determination. Canceling the wedding seemed like the obvious choice, but Jason wanted justice, and not just for himself. He wanted Emily and Mark's duplicity to be laid bare in front of the very people they had deceived. Jason meticulously planned every detail of the exposure. He kept his composure during family dinners, engagement photos, and even during rehearsals, where he stood shoulder to shoulder with Mark. Every smile he gave was a mask, hiding the storm brewing within him. Meanwhile, he worked with his best man, Kyle, to ensure the toast would go off perfectly. Kyle, who had always been fiercely loyal to Jason, agreed to help distribute the damning evidence to the guests at just the right moment. Jason also rehearsed his speech in private, crafting words that would reveal the truth without descending into anger. He wanted to maintain his dignity even as he delivered the ultimate blow. The days leading up to the wedding became a surreal dance of pretense, with Jason watching Emily laugh and plan their future together while knowing her betrayal was about to be exposed. By the morning of the wedding, everything was in place. Jason had made sure to keep his rewritten toast saved and ready, while Kyle had the evidence neatly packaged and hidden away until the reception. Jason's heart raced as he walked down the aisle, not from nerves about marrying Emily, but from the anticipation of what was to come. He had resolved that if he couldn't have the fairy tale ending he once dreamed of, he would at least reclaim his self-respect and leave a lasting impression. As the reception reached its peak, Jason stood up to give his toast. He started by thanking everyone for coming and expressing gratitude to his and Emily's families. The crowd smiled and raised their glasses, unaware of the storm about to hit. Jason's voice was steady but carried an edge of resolve as he transitioned into his bombshell revelation. Marriage is built on trust and honesty, values I thought Emily and I shared. But it turns out, some people have secrets they'd rather keep hidden. For example, my bride, Emily, has been seeing Mark behind my back. The room fell silent. Guests exchanged stunned glances, unsure if they had heard correctly. Jason paused, letting the tension build, before pulling out the first piece of evidence: printed copies of the incriminating texts. As his best man, Kyle, moved through the crowd handing out envelopes, a collective gasp swept through the room. Some guests began murmuring while others sat frozen in shock. Emily's face turned ashen as she stammered, "Jason, wait, this isn't what it looks like." But Jason didn't stop. He continued, unveiling the photographs next. Kyle displayed them on a small projector screen that Jason had arranged earlier, showing Emily and Mark at their secret rendezvous spots. The evidence was undeniable. Mark, seated nearby, tried to slip away unnoticed, but Jason had anticipated this. Two of the groomsmen, also close friends of Jason, intercepted Mark before he could reach the exit. One of them said, loud enough for the room to hear, "Leaving so soon, Mark? You might want to stick around for this." Amid the chaos, Jason took one final twist. He revealed a voicemail Emily had left Mark, expressing doubts about marrying Jason and confessing her love for Mark. The voicemail played over the speakers, sending shockwaves through the crowd. Emily broke into tears, burying her face in her hands, while Mark stood frozen, exposed and humiliated. Jason ended his speech with a toast, raising his glass high, to new beginnings, for everyone involved. May they be more honest than this one. His calm demeanor only added to the dramatic impact. But Jason wasn't done yet. As guests thought the spectacle was over, he dropped one last twist. Turning to Emily's parents, who had been seated at the front table, he revealed that he had already annulled the marriage earlier that morning, ensuring there would be no legal ties between them. Gasps erupted once more, and Emily's mother fainted while her father glared at Mark with seething fury. The aftermath was nothing short of explosive. Emily fled the venue in tears, humiliated and heartbroken. Jason watched her go but felt no regret. He knew that honesty and self-respect had to come before anything else. Mark didn't fare much better. He was unceremoniously escorted out by Jason's furious friends, each of whom made it clear he was no longer welcome in their lives. As Mark stumbled into the parking lot, the weight of his actions began to settle on his shoulders, but the damage had already been done. Inside, the guests were divided. Some offered Jason quiet nods of approval, while others muttered about the scandal. Emily's parents were devastated. Her father's anger simmered just below the surface as he spoke harshly about the betrayal to anyone who would listen. Her mother, after recovering from her fainting spell, sat in stunned silence, replaying Jason's speech in her mind. Jason, meanwhile, stayed calm. He mingled briefly with the remaining guests, shaking hands and accepting words of encouragement. His composed demeanor earned him admiration from many, who praised his strength in the face of such betrayal. As the night wore on, Jason finally slipped away, leaving behind a wedding that no one would ever forget. The story didn't end there. A guest's video of the toast quickly went viral, sparking heated debates online. Some viewers hailed Jason as a hero for exposing the truth, while others criticized his public takedown as unnecessarily cruel. Jason, however, chose not to engage with the online chaos. Instead, he used the unexpected attention to start a blog about relationships, self-worth, and the importance of trust, turning his painful experience into a platform for growth and healing. Emily later tried to defend herself in an emotional post, claiming Jason's ambush was cruel and one-sided. However, her attempt to garner sympathy backfired as the evidence of her betrayal continued to circulate. Mark disappeared from the public eye, unable to escape the shame of his actions. As for Jason, he found peace in his decision. It wasn't the fairy tale ending he'd envisioned, but it was a new beginning, one built on truth, strength, and the knowledge that he deserved better. What would you do in Jason's shoes? Was his public takedown justified, or did he take it too far? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the drama. Subscribe for more unbelievable family stories, and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when the next one drops. Thanks for watching Reddit Family Fallouts.